Hello, everybody. It is the Bearded Mechanic coming to you from the Car de la Bearded. It has been forever, guys, and I want to first of all apologize for not being around for a little while there. I'm very, very sorry. During this time, though, I kind of got into a slump and everything. I didn't really know what was going on, so I kind of forgot about everything. I kind of couldn't get an idea of what I wanted to talk to you guys about and everything like that. So, guys, I'm doing two completely different videos today. I'm doing the first one here, which is going to be talking about air tools and battery tools. Guys, the differences, the goods, the bads, the everything about it. Because a lot of people these days are, just they have different outlooks on the whole idea of air tools and battery tools. I like air tools more. I like battery tools more. Whatever. But guys, let's talk about it. First, the first thing I want to say though is, guys, I'm between both. I have air tools that I use more than battery power tools, and I have battery tools more that I use more than air tools. So I'm really all about depending on the tool, really. Like, I have my 1/2-inch air gun and I have my 1/2-inch Milwaukee gun, which I have to do a tool review about, which will happen. In my opinion, I like using my Milwaukee more because I don't even have an air line with me. I'm doing shocks or struts, and I'm using my 1/2-inch air, and using my 1/2-inch gun. I don't want to sit there and have to worry about an airline, which is the great thing about battery tools, because you don't have a line there, so you're all of a sudden not sitting there and having to worry about all that stuff. But the good things, though, about air tools are you don't have to really worry about the battery going dead or going low or anything like that. You're still going to have air just going into it, and then that's it. But one thing you guys have to understand with air tools is you have to keep those tools oiled up all the time. I am the worst about it. I barely oil up my tools. I oil up my tools at least once a week. Even maybe there's like a slight chance I won't. So maybe I've gone 2 weeks, 3 weeks without doing it. It's horrible. I know. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't know. But guys, when you aren't when you're not oiling up your tools and everything, because what the oil is doing is it's lubing up all the gears inside so that everything is moving clearly. Also, it's oiling up the O-rings, keeping them good and everything, keeping them, lasting longer. You're getting lube onto the oil, onto the reins, and onto the gears, making it that when the air goes in and pushes into it and gives it pressure, that it's working correctly. When you're not doing that and you're just, pretty much just dry, when you're going in, pretty much, I guess in a way, when you're going in dry, it's definitely not right, because then all of a sudden all the gears are going to just get cracked up and everything, and all of a sudden you're going to have a problem, which then you have to send it out with your tool guy to get the tool even worked on, but then you're losing it out for like 2 weeks. And especially if your tool guy doesn't have any type of loaner tools, you're screwed. So that's why I have both air tool and battery, because just what something happens to my battery, I have my air. I have something happen to my air, I have my battery. But it's also really about the companies that you're using as well. With your battery power tools. I have 2 different battery powered guns, actually. I have one for in my car, and then I have one for in my work. So in my car, I have a Snap-on 1/2-inch drive impact gun. I love it. It's good for, some things. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it just doesn't have enough power, in my opinion. But a lot of people love it. I have no problem with it. It does get the job done, but I am extremely big into my Milwaukees. I have been a Milwaukee guy since back in Pennsylvania when I was working in a shop over there. And they were like, well, you know, get the Milwaukee. And I said, oh, okay. And then, you know, I tried it out. I was like, oh my God, I love it. I had to have it. So I bought it. My Milwaukee, I love that thing. You know, Clay over there with Kuhn Tools. And you have the Rust Belt Mechanic. You have a bunch of other people who love Milwaukees as well. You know, check out their videos and everything like that, especially Clay over there in Kuhn Trucking Company with his buddies Wild Bill and Wally. Those guys, they definitely give you the definite showing of the tools and everything like that, which I need to start doing. I'm going to start doing some how-to videos and everything like that, and just kind of helping you guys out with tools and everything. Also to show you guys that I actually do know what the hell I'm doing. But anywho, back to the air tools and everything. Some tools, though, I will say, some battery tools work a lot better than air tools. I mean, some air tools work a lot better than battery power tools. Like, I have my angle die grinder. I have an air angle die grinder from Snap-on. I love that thing. That thing is great. I've had it rebuilt once, but it was well worth the $100-something I did pay for it. It's working a lot better now. The other thing I like is, you know, the half-inch gun, the impact, the air hammer. I love that thing. First of all, they don't make a battery-powered air hammer. But that would be pretty cool if they did. Milwaukee should definitely do that. I'm telling you what. But my air hammer, my angle die grinder, I love it. I had an angle die grinder from the battery-powered one from Snap-on. I had an employee of mine, you know who the hell you are, who actually sat there and cleaned off rims with it. And yeah, he burnt out the motor. So with that thing, you kind of have to be iffy with it, because, you know, you don't use it too much, because if you use it too much, that motor does burn out. And then you start smelling it, and it starts getting hot. And you're like, well, is it about to go on fire? Oh, God. But, yet again, guys, I would like to know in the comments, do you like using your air tools more, or do you like using your battery power tools more? It's especially for me, I just like battery power tools because you don't have the air line. But then at the same time, I feel like I lose out some of my power when I'm not using an air gun and everything like that. It's the weirdest thing. Like, you know, if I'm putting on studs, if I have to put back on studs and everything like that onto a hub, I use my impact air gun. I haven't used a battery power to do that yet. I just feel like I'm a little bit more, you know, used to using an air gun, so that's what I do. Especially, you know, the other thing that people are worried about is that they lose power. Yet again, that's a preference to the battery tool company that you're using. Like Milwaukee being, you know, a really great company, you can have half the power and you're still taking off lug nuts off of a goddamn 8-wheeler. It's amazing. I love it. But then, you know, sometimes other tool companies, like I haven't used a Craftsman tool. I haven't used a Craftsman battery powered gun yet, but, you know, hey, maybe those are good too. I haven't used many battery powered tools. I have Snap-on and I have Milwaukee. I definitely want to get into some Ingersoll Rand battery power tools, because I know they make some. I definitely want to get into it. But yeah, yet again, guys, it's all about the preferences like that. Some air tools are good. Some battery powers tools are good. I, for one, am 50 and 50, maybe more like 60-40, maybe, you know, 60 on the battery, 40 on the air gun. It really depends on, you know, preferences and everything like that. Also, guys, just remember, lube up your guns and everything like that. Also, you have the little like parts on your air gun, on your battery powered guns too, to put in a little bit of lube and everything. Do that every so often, because guys, that really does help and everything like that. It prolongs your tools and everything. Another thing also, guys, you always want to be careful with is your air compressors in your shop. The problem, especially in my shop, is that we have a buried air compressor. We don't clear it out every so often like we're supposed to be doing, like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I'm not very sure of how, I don't know, but when you have oil, when you have water inside your lines, those are going into your guns. So when you're not clearing out your air lines of water or whatever, you're screwed, because guess what then? That water's going to get in there without lube into your gun. Is going to eat up and kill out your gun. Which is another good reason to use battery power tools, because then all of a sudden you don't have to worry about the water getting into your guns because you're nowhere near it. But yet again, some people are like, well, Bearded, I like doing this. Oh, well, Bearded, I like doing that. Well, Bearded, you're right. Well, Bearded, you're wrong. I don't care. That's my preference. I use battery tools all the time. All my coworkers would say, "Oh, he doesn't use his air power tools. He likes using his battery power tools." I do. Some companies don't like it either when you're using your battery power tools. My company, regrettably, does not like that. I like to use my battery power tools. Some things I should not be doing, I do. But you know what? To get the job done, you have to do what you've got to do. Don't quote me on that either, because all of a sudden I'm gonna get a freaking lawsuit. You told my guys to use their battery power tools. Oh, well, no, I didn't. But okay, whatever. Let's see what else to say about that. Oh, another annoying thing is having to take out those air nipples that you have to put onto the gun so then you can actually connect your airline. Those air fittings. Air nipples, air fittings, whatever. Those things are a pain in the ass after a while. Guess what? With battery powered, you don't. But then at the same time, you have to worry about your batteries having to charge, and you're all messed up. There's so many ifs and buts about either. But guys, always remember, use what you feel that you are more comfortable with doing. If you want to use a battery power tool, go right ahead. If you want to use air power tools for some things, like me, some things I do rather use an air gun for. Some things I'd rather do with my battery powered. It's all preference, and it's all what you feel more comfortable with. Guys, I'm about to do another video before I have to get into work and have to go through the day because I love my job. But yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you for coming by to say hi to me. Hopefully you guys like and subscribe to this video. Please do, because I would love to get more people and everything like that. Guys, I love you. Bearded out.